your teams. The heart of NC Sports South and Valley Sports Southeast. The heart of the fan.
World champion Atlanta Braves baseball is brought to you by Truist. It is a summer scorcher in Atlanta. Heat index around 99, and hopefully Atlanta's offense will be just as hot for another game against the Giants. Last night, the Braves scored 10 times. They hit 4 homers, and Dansby and company with a chance to gain a game on the Mets, who lost earlier today. At the moment, Matt Olson and company just 5 games back in the division race, and Charlie Morton is on the mound. Hi again, everybody. Chip and Jeff, great to be back with you for Braves baseball. As we said, it was an offensive game last night. The Giants won it. 4 homers, though, for the Braves, Jeff, and Matt Olson starting to heat up here at home. Unloaded not once, but twice for the Braves.
A couple big flies for Matt and got him going in the right direction. You know, Nick Green said it yesterday. If it continues with his approach, the ball will start flying. Look, Matt spent a lot of time in Chicago. They broke down some film. They really looked where his load was when he started and where he finished, and he's made a big adjustment with his hands, and it's paying off. You see he's finishing high. 2 big home runs last night, and hopefully that can be something that can spark him going forward.
So the ball's flying in Atlanta. Into the fray come 2 veteran guys who are pitching really well right now. For the Braves, Charlie Morton. For the Giants, their big free agent acquisition, Carlos Rodon, gets the ball in game 3.
Yeah, Carlos was their big free agent, like you said, coming from the Chicago White Sox, and lefty power pitcher, a guy that they've really loved. And then, of course, on the other side, Charlie Morton. Charlie Morton has really, the last 2-3 starts come on strong. 9 strikeouts his last start with no walks. Starting to see the Chuck that we saw last year mid-season. Hopefully that's a good sign.
And hopefully the Braves can get back in the win column, pick up a full game on the Mets. Would it be nice to be 4.5 back? If the Braves can win game 3, that's exactly where we'll be in this tightening National League Eastern Division race. The weather is hot. The Braves bats are booming. Game 3, Braves and Giants before a packed house at Truist Park. Lineups coming your way right after the break. As we welcome you back to Atlanta, Charlie Morton is on the mound for game 3 between the Braves and the Giants. And Charlie's good work is our mayhem moment, brought to you by Allstate.
And his 29 strikeouts, Chip, in his last 18 innings pitched. Boy, he has dominated the Giants in his career. Last 10 starts for San Fran, a 1.99 ERA for Chuck.
And hopefully there'll be hugs all around for the Braves after game 3. I would imagine one of the keys for Charlie Morton and for Rodon, heck, all the pitchers in this game, pitch with economy. It is really an uncomfortable evening here at the ballpark, and there is a 12:20 game tomorrow, so conserving energy will be at the forefront for both the Braves and Giants. San Francisco made a late change to their Toyota starting lineup. Luis Gonzalez a late scratch. So Jock Peterson will lead off. Evan Longoria was not in their original lineup, but he's in there for game 3. The Giants last night, as you heard Peter Moylan say, a lot of production with 2 strikes and 2 outs, something Charlie hopes to avoid today.
And you see his last 2 starts. That's the biggest thing for me. Only 1 walk for Charlie compared to 21 strikeouts. When he gets in trouble, it's those innings, he gets 1 or 2 walks and gives up the big hit.
So the first pitch of this night is in for a strike. Jock Peterson takes it. 0-1 the count. What are your 4 keys?
Well, you know what? For Chucky, no walks, like I just said. He's so efficient when he's able to do that. And for Braves offense, hunt that heater. Rodon likes to come with that heater at 97, 98, got a good arm. Don't wait to see the off speed.
Official game time temperature at Atlanta, 95 degrees. Oof. As Peterson awaits a 1-1, and there's Uncle Charlie. It's a called strike. It's 1-2. Longest day of the year yesterday. Lots of bright sunshine. You can see the shadows of the roof, the light towers all across the outfield as Morton goes back to work. And Jock didn't like that. That hurt. 1 ball, 2 strikes. As you said last night, the conditions won't be best for the hitters for another 45 minutes or so. And you You see the hitter's background with some splashes of shade and sunshine out beyond Chattahoochee Falls in center field here at Truist Park.
Yeah, last night we looked up and it was what, about 8:05 when finally the whole field was covered in shade.
Swing and a miss. Jock Peterson is retired, and that's how the ball game starts for Charlie, who was, as you said, at his best against the Cubs. He was just mowing Chicago down on that windy day at Wrigley.
Well, what we're seeing here, Chip, early again, is control the fastball. You know, early on in the season, you saw a lot of yanks with that fastball way off the zone, and here it's all around the plate.
Mike Yastrzemski, the hitter. Yastrzemski had a big 2-strike hit last night, and he jumps all over this first pitch and drives it deep toward right and into the chop house seats. So Yastrzemski has his 7th home run. The Giants strike first. It's 1-0. Last homer for Yastrzemski was June 12th against Urias of the Dodgers.
This was a no-doubter. You can see him trying to go away where Contreras was set up on the outer part of the plate, and he missed right down the middle.
So that one 3 rows deep. Giants lead by a run. Here's Wilmer Flores. Flores at second base. He was originally penciled in at third for the Giants. No word yet on what's ailing Luis Gonzalez. And this one on the ground to third. Arcia bobbles that. So that'll be an E5 after the Yastrzemski home run. Arcia getting the start for Austin Riley, who's played virtually every inning of every game for the Braves dating back to opening day last year.
Yeah, ball you got to make there. You see it. Look at this right here. He was going to backhand it for a minute. The ball kind of hopped on him.
So Brandon Belt is the batter. Belt a couple of hits in the series. Double play candidate if Charlie can get a ground ball, and that missed outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Belt's missed a lot of time. Has had some knee problems, and when he's out of the lineup, it is noticed by the Giants. They're a .500 club when he doesn't play. They're 9 over when he does, and this one lined toward Acuna in right, and he's going to fire back toward first, but easily back is Flores. Belt hit it hard, but he's retired. 2 out for Darren Ruff.
Belt, good swing there, but right at Ronald.
Matthew Kaminsky with some very clever walk-up music for Darren. The Scooby-Doo theme song.
Yep.
With a man whose last name is Ruff. 5 homers for Darren, .223 average. And that really rediscovered the Major League magic after some time in Korea overseas. And this guy can hit him as far as anybody, and he's in the Giants lineup in left field here in game 3. And that almost hit him inside. Even count. 1 ball, 1 strike. So Charlie has his man set up. He'll deliver a 14th pitch in a moment.
One of the few cutters, again, you'll see Charlie throw, just something to keep the right-handed hitters off that fastball from diving out over the plate.
Charlie's ready, short lead at first, and the pitch is cut on late. Ruff didn't recognize that, and bookend strikeouts for Morton. with a Yastrzemski solo homer sandwiched in between. The Giants strike first. Here come the Braves in the first. 1-0 San Fran. Bravos hit 4 homers in Game 2 of the series. Ronald Acuna Jr. joined in that fun. He'll lead off the Toyota starting lineup for the Braves. As we mentioned, it's a different looking lineup tonight. Austin Riley gets the evening off. Phil Gosselin's at second. Orlando Arcia is the man at third. Matt Olson, as Jeff pointed out, unloaded twice in the game yesterday with 2 long homers. But they're facing a man that's tough to homer against. That's Carlos Rodon, who's on a great run in June with 15 straight scoreless innings working for the Giants.
Yeah, their big sign from Chicago. He's a big strikeout guy, high velocity. Really, Chip, he's kind of a 2-pitch pitcher. He throws that fastball 60% of the time, about 96 to 97, and then a good slider that he can throw back foot to righties and away from lefties.
He's a big strikeout guy, 3rd in the league with 91 of them in 73 innings pitched. So a fun matchup with Acuna, who leads off for the Braves. Big night for Ronald last night. Who takes the strike. Ronald 2 singles, a 2-run homer, and scored twice. He had 1 RBI in his prior 11 games, so like the weather, the Braves leadoff man is beginning to heat up, and that's good news. And up and away from Rodon, who faces the Braves for the first time in the big leagues. Last year, a 13-game winner with the White Sox.
Had a no-hitter last year, too.
1 ball, 1 strike. And he timed his free agency perfectly. Last year, that 13-win season, the only time he's been a double-digit winner in the major leagues, and got a 2-year deal from the Giants because of that.
He's had some injury issues early on, but no one has ever questioned the talent and what was there. But you said it best. He put it all together last year for that White Sox team that won the division.
Yeah, 2.37 ERA in an American League park. Very impressive. The pitch missed inside. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Astros helped out the Braves today. Houston beat the Mets 5-3. The Phillies lost 4-2 in Texas, so it could be a very productive night for the Braves if they can win Game 3 against the Giants. Rodon's ready. His 2-2 is caught on and missed, and Acuna tried to backleg that into the bleachers and came up empty, and he's out number 1.
The pitch kind of spun there in the middle, but it goes to show you how much respect these hitters give that fastball of his at 96, 97.
Dansby's having a great month. A 359 June. 17 runs scored so far this month for Dansby. He is putting together an all-star first half. And when you factor in that he leads all National League shortstops in fielding percentage, he'd better go to LA as an all-star.
You would hope so.
Pitch.
And we talked about this a little bit before the game up here today and kind of mentioned the 2 guys in the NL. Kind of him and Trey Turner have been the 2 best shortstops, I think.
One ball, 2 strikes.
That's where sometimes too it's tough though as hitters when you've never faced a guy. You've seen him on TV a long time. He's been around a while, but with him being over in Chicago, you never faced him. It's different than seeing it and then stepping in that box.
1-2 count. I would think too, Jeff, one advantage for a left-handed pitcher this time of day. As you look at the hitter's background, as he makes his pitch left-handed, it's coming right out of that spot of sunshine.
Just above the Braves bullpen.
Correct.
There, yep.
So it might be tough to pick up spin here in the early innings of Game 3. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is tapped toward third. Longoria will throw on the run, and Belt digs that out. And Swanson's retired for the second out. Marcell Ozuna will be your hitter here in the first inning. Marcell, a couple of hits in the series. His two-run homer in the second cut the Giants' lead to 4-2. So Marcell up to 13 homers, 28 driven in. Breeze blowing slightly in toward the Giants dugout. And that's in for a strike.
And see, that's the thing he's able to do. A little bit like Max Fried with that slider. He's kind of got two of them. You know, the first one just kind of to throw for a strike, and then that one trying to get a swing and a miss.
No balls, 2 strikes. Base is empty. The pitch is cut on and missed. And Rodon has a couple of strikeouts in the first inning and a 1-0 lead. Evan Longoria leads off when we get to the second. In with Kelly Crow. Kelly, Charlie's on a nice roll, isn't he?
Certainly, and a couple swing and misses that we saw there in that opening frame, and that was something that I leaned on your great stats guy up there in the booth, and Hal found me a really good stat. Over the last 2 outings, Charlie Morton a combined 37 swing and misses, and that's the most he's had in consecutive outings this season. And it was, of course, following that 7 scoreless innings in Chicago that he said, you know, that's what I was looking for, whether it's the swing and miss or the awkward takes, a lot of foul balls. That's how I can really gauge where I am right now. And he certainly feels like, guys, that he's trending in the right direction and hoping to build off of what we saw last time out there at Wrigley Field.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. The swing and misses for me now is what makes me realize that right there. He didn't go, but the check swings, you know, we didn't see that early on in the season.
Yeah, he gets chases, right? And to get a chase, Jeff, doesn't the pitch have to be competitive? It has to look like a strike. So many of those early season pitches for Charlie were just bad misses. He wasn't getting many chases.
Yeah, agreed.
Which piled up his pitch count as well.
Kelly giving old Hal a shout out up here. I think it's because they're both from Indiana.
I was going to say it's a Hoosier thing. There's a breaking ball in for a strike. It's 2-2. I just hope Kelly stays cool down there. It's got to be well over 100 degrees.
Yes.
Here at Truist Park. Down by the dugouts, the pitch is way outside. With that in mind, we've got a day game tomorrow. So Reed Paboni of the Braves front office said there are some heat tips for the fans coming to the ballpark even later tonight or tomorrow. There will be hydration stations set up outside the ballpark near the third base gate and in the battery as well, as that's cut on and missed. Longoria strikeout victim number 3. Cooling stations are in the first and third base elevator lobbies. You can bring sealed plastic water bottles with you into the ballpark, and if you have a battery operated fan, that's okay as well. Umbrellas too, as long as it doesn't interfere with the view of those around you like that. So even though the weather will be hot tomorrow, the Braves are doing what they can to make you as comfortable as possible, and we hope you'll join us if you don't have your tickets yet.
It's kind of the price you pay for living down here, right?
I'll take this over snow anytime.
Absolutely. I'm the same way.
As Tommy La Stella digs in, 244 average for him. He's the Giants designated hitter. He was in their lineup at second base originally, but when Gonzalez went out, they had to shuffle things around. And Tommy, as we said earlier in the series, coming back from Achilles surgery, hasn't played much in the field this year for San Francisco, but he can always do that. Got a 2-0 pitch, didn't miss it, and La Stella has his 3rd hit of the series.
Talked about it last night. Just gives you a good AB. Got that little leg kick, but stays short. Doesn't try to do too much.
So the Giants have their second hit, their third base runner. And Thairo Estrada, the San Fran shortstop, will dig in. Brandon Crawford got an MRI today after that collision at the plate. No word on the results of that. Crawford not in the lineup and took a long time to get onto his feet and then into the dugout after he was called out and then deemed safe on replay in last night's game.
Well, hopefully that's a good sign that he's smiling, laughing down there. I would think maybe a couple days, get back home and get back in there.
That shaves off a corner from Charlie. It's 0-2. Charlie Morton looking more and more like himself. He tries to win his 5th game. He's down a run on a Mike Yastrzemski home run. 0-2 pitch is rolled over foul. Swing and a miss. Estrada's retired on a big breaking ball. That is 4 strikeouts, all of them swinging, Jeff.
Well, we saw the fastball painted down and away at 96. And then look at that pitch right off that same spot, except it's the curveball. And now we're going to take a look here at our StatCast 3D. Last 2 starts for Charlie Morton. And look at that, the 4 seamers, most of them chip up in the zone. And then look where those curveballs are down, all of them down. And that's where, when he's getting his swing and misses down there, that's where Chuck needs the ball, down there.
Tunneling?
Yeah, absolutely. We saw a lot earlier in the year, remember, and we talked about the grip on the baseball some, which I'm sure has a little bit to do with it. But remember how many times we saw his curveball just kind of spin, just kind of back up. And now where those strikeouts are on that model that we just showed you, they're all away from righties and down, and that back foot to lefties.
1 ball, no strikes with a runner at first. Tommy La Stella, 2 outs. Charlie is so consistent with his mechanics. I can't tell if his arm angle has changed in any way, Jeff, but to your point, his stuff looks crisper. It has that little extra bit of life at the last second. And certainly had that against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. 1 ball, 1 strike. And that got a piece of Contreras. And Austin Wynns, who had a huge night last night with 3 hits and 4 RBIs, is down to his last strike in the inning. This guy's been a nice find. They got him from the Phillies. And in 10 games with the Giants, Austin Wynns is batting .320.
You you want to get yourself back in the lineup. Do what you did last night.
The 1-2 pitch is hit slowly towards short, and Dansby will go the long way to first, and that will retire the Giants. Matt Olson, hot hitter last night. He'll lead off the second, down a run. The Braves, they'd like similar production here in Game 3. Not 1, but 2 long homers. Jeff, that's our Synovus Get There feature.
And there was a lot of talk about Chicago, how much work him and Kevin Seitzer did getting his hands back before he really went to load. And it helps him get through the ball. And it really paid off last night.
Well, as Brian Snitker said during that series against the Cubs, this is a Braves offense that's built around hitting home runs. 48% of their runs have come as a result of the home run ball.
And what, 44 home runs in the last 20 games?
That's a barrage.
Yeah, it's dropping some tanks.
But need a few more against Carlos Rodon, who's given up just 4 of them in his 13 starts. Lefty-lefty matchup for Matt. And he bounces that one foul past EY at first. It's 0-1. Braves have 6 players with 9 or more homers. They've got the most multi-homer games, and Matt Olson is in double digits with 10. Lifted out of play, foul. And what's also fun, Jeff, is even in April when the Braves were struggling to score, they were getting their home runs. They just weren't coming with men on base. The Braves right now this month are slugging everyone and everything.
Yeah, they were solo shots. Talk about how many RBIs they had. 536 slugging in June, which leads all of baseball.
0-2 pitch. And a good take. 1 ball, 2 strikes. First multi-homer game as a Brave for Matt last night. First of what we hope will be many. 1-2 count. Little roller hit toward first. That is going to stay fair at the bag. And that'll take care of Matt Olson, who was hoping that ball would curl at the last moment, but Belt got there in the nick of time. And it's 4 up, 4 down. Pat Hoberg was scrambling out in front of the dish. It's his call until the ball gets to the bag. Bruce Dreckman was signaling fair as the first base umpire as well. And Olson is out on a ground ball out. Here's William Contreras. He has 9 homers. Not only does William have 9 homers, he's done that in 102 at bats.
Wow.
So do the math. You take the 100 at bats, get him 600 of those, multiply the homers by 9. That puts you on a 54 or 55 homer pace.
And I think he's got 2 multi-home run games this year, if I remember right. 1 here and 1 in Texas.
And none of them have been cheapies. I mean, the ball sounds like an M80 off his bat when he barrels it up. But barreling this guy's been tough. 3-0 the count.
But that's the pitch you got to lay off right there. As you see, most home runs among the catchers this year. It's incredible. Braves. Second, third.
He takes high, ball 4. Good take for Contreras. There's your first Braves base runner. A 1-out walk, and Orlando Arcia is coming up. Look, make this guy work. This is unseasonably warm weather for the Giants, as you said, Jeff. They're used to pitching with the marine layer out in San Francisco. Yeah. You can already see he's sweated through both the T-shirt and the uniform top, and it's only the 2nd inning. Here's Arcia. He's 2 for 8 with an RBI in the series. And made his man throw a strike after a 4-pitch walk. It's 0-1.
Must be some guys, Derek Lowe, when he pitched here for Atlanta, we play, he'd go through 3 jerseys in a game in a 6-7 inning start.
The guy that comes to mind that had the most trouble was Steven Strasburg. You remember a couple of years ago at Turner Field, he had to have a couple of IVs after a game after he exited early on a sweltering afternoon.
I don't think he's ever enjoyed pitching in Atlanta, to be honest with you.
Certainly not at Turner Field. As Rodon with a 1-1 pitch, and Orlando held up. 2-1 the count. One 1-0 Giants on a Yastrzemski homer. The pitch is fouled away off to the right. And a fan from Blue Ridge, Georgia, just made a great catch. Adult soda pop in hand, spilled nary a drop, and made the grab with the right. Nicely done.
They're hydrating.
That is always good advice. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Did he go? Yeah, that's going to be called at the plate. Arcia's down on a check swing. Breaking ball giving the Braves some trouble here early on. 3 strikeouts for Rodon.
Well, you see he was able to lay off it early, and then once it got to 2-2, you see right here, solid. He tried to check his swing, but too late.
So what makes that pitch so deceptive for him?
Well, I mean, he throws his fastball kind of out of that same angle, and one's 96, 97, and the other one's, 83, and it just kind of, it reminds me of a little bit is like Will Smith's breaking ball. It just never seems to get to you.
Well, Adam Duvall is the batter. 6 of his 8 homers have come this month. And a good cut, fouled that back. And you're starting to see the difference in the playing conditions now, almost completely shaded on the infield. Same for the hitter's background. Just a little bit of peekaboo sunshine out where the evergreen trees are in center. See if we get some better swings here in this second and moving forward in the third. No balls and a strike. Fly ball, shallow right center. Coming on hard in right and making the grab is Jock Peterson. No, that's Darren Ruff, I beg your pardon. He's the man in right field for the Giants. Duvall and the Braves done in the second.
Jock Peterson, of course, former Brave, leading things off. It's been a lot of fun catching up with Jock this week, and brought up an interesting conversation telling me he thinks Dansby Swanson is underrated as a shortstop in this game. Of course, there's so many good ones. He got to play alongside Corey Seager for a long side, and he goes, obviously, that's a $300 million player, but it was really special playing beside Dansby because of his defensive abilities. And he goes, offensively, I feel like he's been written off as average, but I think he's well above average with a lot of sneaky pop in there. He goes, how many home runs did he have last year? And he's on pace to do it again, and he can steal bases. He's fast. His baseball IQ is off the charts. He's a winning baseball player that you'd love to have on your team. And he goes, I just don't know that he gets valued or publicized quite like the others. But he also threw Austin Riley in that conversation, guys. So thought that was pretty interesting, and Jacques will always leave you with an interesting statement, won't he?
A pearl of wisdom, you might say, Kelly, right?
That's right.
I've said of Dansby, and I mean this as the ultimate compliment, I think he's a modern-day Jeff Blauser type player for the Braves. As this one's lifted by Jock toward left, and playable for Adam Duvall, and there is out number one.
I love the quote that Kelly just used, that he said, a winning player, because I think that gets overlooked in this game.
Yeah.
You talk about team, but he's a guy that truly loves to come out here and play every single night.
A glue player, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't have to get all the headlines. Blauser didn't get all the headlines, but made all the plays at shortstop, hit for average, hit his home runs, made big plays, and had fantastic hair.
And 100%, both those guys, great moss. But when you talk about Dansby too, though, for me, early on the season, Chip, I mean, those strikeouts got high quick, but yet every night the defense never wavered. That's so tough to do, which to me shows the winning player type guy. He's not over there, sulking in the corner of the dugout.
Yeah, maturity, right? You have to separate the offensive game from the defensive game, right? When one's not going well, the other one has to be at a high standard, and Dansby takes such great pride in that aspect of his game. And now, as a world champion, a de facto leader on this team, it is in some ways becoming, I think, Dansby's club.
I would think so. Him, I keep saying that middle infield, him and Ozzie, I'd like to see those two guys kind of take this thing over.
On the ground, Olsen will scoop that up. He'll take it to the bag, and that's out number 2. So with all this great talk about Dansby Swanson, it's deserved. It's still voting time for your favorite Braves. Send Dansby Swanson to the All-Star game. Look,
why not?
That guy's born to play an All-Star game in Hollywood, isn't he? Go to Braves.com/vote. You can do that up to 5 times a day. And what I love about Dansby, too, we've heard the stories. He'll go to the mound and say to the pitcher when he's in trouble, let him hit the ball to me.
Yeah.
I want the baseball. And he's having a great run here over the last 5-6 weeks. Here's Wilmer Flores, reached on an error.
Well, we talked on the plane a couple trips ago, Chip. That's one thing we love about sometimes when the Braves don't shift as much, we're able to see that athleticism really come out on balls up the middle and in the hole.
Well, it's again worth repeating. Swanson and Albies, kind of a modern day Blauser and Lemke for the Braves. Glue players, exciting in their own right, very good individually, and winning players. 1-1 pitch. Two balls and a strike. Charlie about to make his 41st pitch. He trails on a Yastrzemski homer. And that's taken just a bit low. 3-1 for the former Met, Wilmer Flores. That is Charlie at his best right there. He's behind in the count and he throws a buzzsaw pitch and gets back in the count.
Yeah, pitch on 3-1 that most offensive guys are looking to drive, and he's able to really run that thing in there.
Now the full count. On the ground, Gosselin to his left. Sliding stop. Pretty play. And Phil takes care of Flores. And Morton has his first 1-2-3 inning. How many times do you see it? Fine defensive play. That man leads off the next inning. Phil Gosselin looking for his first hit as a Brave. His second go round in a 1-0 game. It's as we head to the home third. Time to look inside Truist Park. Our Xfinity Live look cam. Another big crowd on hand. Still filing in once the shadows creep from the first base side over to the third base side. That gives everybody some.
Yeah, I mean, I can't blame you for an inning or so staying having a drink in the battery before I come in, letting the sun go down.
Well, and why stop with one?
Well, you can order, something in here.
There you go. 95-degree night. Phil Gosselin leads off and swings and miss. I'll bet the Frenchies Blues sales are through the roof right now.
Be interesting to see the correlation with this heat to that. I have to see what's going on.
Another strike. It's 0-2. And Gosselin's down swinging. 4 strikeouts for Rodon. 1 away for Michael Harris.
Be interesting. Ronald's coming up next after Michael. Everybody in this lineup then at that point, Chip will have had a shot to see Carlos one time. See what kind of adjustment they make.
Michael's had a super series, 4 hits. And he scored a run. It's a different kind of challenge, though, with that good fastball breaking ball combo. Let's see what Michael can do as the Braves look for their first hit. And he takes a fast strike. 8 extra base hits, 10 RBIs, 11 runs for Harris in his last 13 games. He's trying to extend his hitting streak to 5 games again.
Well, this is what I think, you take that approach you had against Logan Webb. Look to shoot that ball to left field right here.
Again, that ball just never seems to get there.
Yeah.
And Braves still impatiently swinging at it. 34 pitches for Rodon, 22 of them strikes. Now the Giants shift Longoria to the right side of the infield. And here it is. And a swing and a miss. High breaking ball up and out of the zone. 5 strikeouts, 2 in a row, and we go back to the top of the order.
Yeah, I mean, you got 5 strikeouts first time through the order. Now see what kind of adjustments these guys are able to make.
Ronald second among outfielders in the All-Star voting. For the National League squad. Jock Peterson for the Giants is third. Probably getting a lot of votes from Braves fans for what he did for Atlanta last year. That one all the way to the backstop. 1 ball, no strikes. Game 1 of this series was a October preview. The Braves won it 2-1. Last night, a back and forth slugfest won by the Giants 12-10. San Fran leads by a run here in the home third. What's the old saying? Pitch a good game. A solo homer is not supposed to beat you.
Yeah, you're right.
Seven homers for Acuna, who awaits a 2-0 pitch. This one on the ground to third and scooped by Longoria. The flip to first is in time, and Rodon has his second 1-2-3 inning. Go to the fourth. It's 1-0 San Francisco. Brought to you by Truist. We join you from steamy Atlanta, Georgia. We head to the fourth inning. Kelly Kroll downstairs by the Braves dugout. Jeff Francoeur, Chip Carey upstairs with you. Our great Bally Sports crew with us as well for game 3 of 4 with San Francisco. We will see the Giants later on in September after tomorrow's play. Right now, Charlie Morton pitching well. Gave up a first pitch home run to Mike Yastrzemski, and that's all. That's the only run so far in the game, with Brandon Belt, Darren Ruff, and Evan Longoria coming up. So just me, or when we see the Giants and I say names like that, if they've been playing for 30 years.
Yeah, well, I think so much in 10, 12, and 14 because of the World Series. They were just all over the place. But yes, I mean, they have been Giants for a long time.
And they've all had outstanding careers. In the case of Belt with the Giants, they are the 3rd oldest roster.
And I think that's the hard thing. You know, you had such an old roster coming in this year, but last year it won you, what, 107 games in the division? So,
and this year they're 9 over and 3.5 games out, the younger Dodgers and San Diego Padres. 1-2 count, and Belt didn't get that. Boy, that ball is exploding now for Charlie. He's got 5 strikeouts. So the duel is on between the Braves righty and the Giants lefty Rodon.
Remember, showed that StatCast earlier on where those strikeouts were on that curveball. That's exactly where about 10 or 12 of those have been for the last 2 starts.
Darren Ruff struck out in his lone at bat. And as we said about the Braves, this is a team that's built to hit home runs. When they get them, they usually win. The Giants don't hit a ton of home runs. They haven't been scoring a lot of runs, but they're winning because their starting pitching has been brilliant. Last year, the Giants hit a team record 241 home runs. That led Major League Baseball in percentage of runs by homers. This year, they've dropped off quite a bit. They're 11th in runs via home run percentage. But they're going to have another one here from Darren Ruff. Tape measure shot to left. 2 solo homers for San Francisco, and they lead 2-0. And with the way they're pitching, can't give much more than 2. And the Braves down 2-0 in the 4th inning on homers from Yastrzemski and Ruff.
This ball, I think we're going to take a look at it, will be probably mislocation. 2-0. I mean, that kind of ran right back over the middle, up, and he pulls those hands in. That's an 0-2. 1-2 pitch, probably a good pitch, but 2-0, sitting dead red fastball.
It's amazing how often big league hitters can pull 94-mile-an-hour pitches like that and hit it that far.
Yep.
So Ruff has 6 homers. It's 2-0 San Francisco on 3 hits. And Evan Longoria, an even count. To my point about the Giants rotation, only the Boston Red Sox have a better rotation ERA than the Giants in the major leagues since May 31st. San Francisco starting 5, a 2.69 ERA since the last day of May. You pitch, you have a chance to win.
Oh, for sure. Keeps you in ball games, I'll tell you that. I think the big question for me is, I think I've said it the last couple nights, is this team going to be able to hit enough? They can pitch and they're going to stay in games, but you know, are they all going to stay healthy at the same time?
Well, for a club that's trying to chase down both the Padres and Dodgers after this series ends, the Giants head home for a long homestand, and they could gain some ground. They've got the Reds, the Tigers, and the White Sox at Oracle Park. While San Fran is playing Cincinnati, the Dodgers will be here to face the Braves. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Longoria didn't get that. That is strikeout number 6, and 2 are out in the inning.
It's one of those pitches. Look at Longoria. You can tell he recognizes it, but it just never gets there, and he's way out in front.
So here's Tommy La Stella. He singled in the second inning and was stranded. No balls and a strike. A changeup from Charlie. He hasn't thrown many, if any, of those yet tonight.
Oh, cutter. First pitch, changeup, second pitch.
I don't want to throw this guy a fastball if I can avoid it. He's always been able to handle that one. Brave shift for him. No balls, 2 strikes. No chase. It's 1-2. When the Braves come up in the 4th inning, Swanson, Ozuna, and Olsen will be up. It's 2-0 San Francisco. 2 solo homers. Giants have just 3 hits, but they've all been on Charlie Morton heaters. Only 1 fastball in this sequence to La Stella. Now the 2-2 count. Breaking ball. He was all over that, but hits it right at Ronald, and that will retire the side. Darren Ruff adds to the Giants' lead. It's 2-0 midway through the 4th.
Braves Baseball is brought to you by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet only from Xfinity. And by Georgia Natural Gas. Live the greener life.
Well, how apropos is that shot? 2-0 San Francisco the lead. The yellow batting gloves of Ronald Acuna Jr. Maybe that'll bring some luck for Dansby Swanson. He's our yellow wood, bringing the lumber feature.
Well done, Chip. Well done. See that, hitting 328 with a 923 OPS at home this season. And in June, he's hitting 359 with 17 runs in 19 games. I agree. I mean, it would be, to me, a shame if he's not out in LA for the All-Star game.
Okay, we talk all the time about an offense, seeing a starting pitcher first time through the order and trying to adjust to what the pitcher's doing. I would assume Rodon's not going to change anything until the Braves make him. What is the adjustment the Braves offense has to make?
You know, it's hard because everything's coming into you a lot of the time. That slider. I think you see every slider they're swinging at's below down the zone. You've got to tell yourself to see it up. But that's why he's so tough, because at the same time you tell yourself to seat up, and then you get 96. A lot of times you're late. We saw that from Gosselin.
No balls, 2 strikes for Dansby, leading off the Braves' 4th. And that's in the dirt. Again, you may not know much about Carlos Rodon, but he has the 3rd best ERA in the big leagues since opening day of 2021. Only Corbin Burns and Max Scherzer have a lower ERA than this man, who was signed to a 2-year deal by the Giants. And right now has been worth every penny. 6-4 on the year. He's yet to give up a Braves hit. And chopped foul. It's still 1-2. And you know he's got A+ stuff when he handles one of the best left-hand hitting lineups in the National League, the Braves. We're 16-7.
Man, it's just different because, like I said, he's pretty much a 2-pitch pitcher. You know, you don't see that too often.
But he makes those 2 pitches look like 4 or 5, at least so far tonight. And he's ready with his 1-2. And Dansby chased that up and out of the zone. There's that 96 after 86 after 86.
It kind of lulls you to sleep, and you see that fastball and think, man, I got to jump on this, and it just climbs the zone. You can't get to it.
Ozuna struck out in the Braves' first. He's 0 for 1. Braves trying to start a new home winning streak. Their 8-game home victory run at Truist Park ended last night in that 12-11 or 12-10, I beg your pardon, shootout. Braves have won 16 of 19 games and are trying to gain some ground on both the Mets and Phillies, who lost earlier today down in Texas. The Phillies were beaten by the Rangers. The Mets fell in Houston 5-3 the final. No balls and a strike. Marcel had a good rip at that and fouled it back.
That's the one you want. It was out over the plate, up where you could drive it.
The 1-2 pitch. And now an even count. High fly ball to left, but not deep enough. And that'll be the second out. Marcell Ozuna flies out to Jock Peterson. And Matt Olson, the hitter, he grounded out in his lone at bat. There's the fastball. Boy, he keeps hitters off balance, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Swings and misses for the Braves bats out of 50 pitches thrown by Rodon in the game. A lot of room down the third base line for Olson with 2 outs. The pitch is lifted right behind the second base bag, and the Braves will be retired in the home fourth. 3 up, 3 down, zipping along in Atlanta. Rodon leads 2-0.
By Landmark Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram. Synovus, the bank that helps you get there. And by the All South Highway Safety Team. Always wear your seatbelt.
Two 2-0 San Francisco after 4 innings. Thairo Estrada will lead off for the San Francisco club and takes a strike from Charlie Morton. Glad you're with us here on Bally Sports. Game 3 of 4 with the Braves and Giants. I want to congratulate my partner Jeff Francoeur, who's playing hurt tonight. Almost an unfortunate landscaping accident today. Jeff was busy trimming bushes and nearly was concussed.
Yes, not smart.
Well, that goes without saying.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, getting a little yard work done before the sun got too hot.
Yep.
It's a tough job.
You went with the hedge trimmers and not the saw, right?
Yep.
That's what got you?
Came back and popped me. I can play injured, though.
On the ground, that's just fouled at third by Estrada. No balls, 2 strikes.
I might just have you come over next time and help me out.
Let me tell you
It's
something.
not like you're doing anything.
I've got plenty of time on my hands. I'll be happy to help you. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch is outside. What kind of bushes were you trimming?
Some big trees that have gotten overgrown.
Yeah. Crepe myrtles or something? Or?
I don't know what you call them.
Oh. Just big things with green stuff on.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like that. Except the branches were a little bit thicker.
The pitch is on the ground. High hopper to short. Dansby's got that. High throw, bad throw, and Estrada will reach. Olson tried to get the tag down. The throw sailed on Dansby. That'll be a throwing error. And that's how the Giants' 5th starts.
That'd be pretty close, though, of him getting the tag down. I wonder if they're going to take a look at this. Let's see. Watch this. Ooh. Hey, they're going to take a look.
This will give you a better look. If he got him maybe on the left elbow. I was hoping helmet.
Atlanta is challenging the safe call at first base.
And unfortunately, that angle too, when you
Let's
see
see
that.
Here.
The glove's clearly on him, but the question is, did the foot get to the bag first? Braves are going to challenge the call here. As a rare error from Dansby Swanson for the moment, as the Giants leadoff man on here in the 5th inning. This is one of the problems with replay. It's almost impossible on a play like this to get a definitive angle.
That's the thing. I hope they have some other angle that we're not seeing, because if not.
Well, we forgot to turn the microphone on, but you can tell that after further review, the call is safe. The call will stand, and Dansby disappointed as he got under that throw from short to first. So 2 errors for Atlanta in the game in the first 4+ innings. And Austin wins. The catcher will be up next. He grounded out to short. We'll take another one of those, get a double play, and erase this 5th inning threat. No balls and a strike. As I said, you don't want to give Rodon any more offensive support. This one cracked toward right center. Harris on the run. Great running catch. Thought about throwing back toward first, but hustling back is Estrada. Nice grab by Michael for out number 1. That was not an easy play.
No, what a great jump. That's how you make this play look easy, though. Gets a nice beat on it right away, charging in on it. Got it the whole way.
So back to the top with 1 on 1 out. Jock Peterson is the hitter. For Rodon, 11 of his 13 starts this year, he's allowed 2 earned runs or fewer. He leads by 2 so far tonight. Up and away, even count. One ball, 2 strikes. What a great ceremony for Jock Peterson at the start of this series. Standing ovation when he got his World Series ring. And as so many have, coming to town as former Braves, grinning from ear to ear as he put on that hardware. He'd seen all the pictures, had such a big hand in its design. Loved his experience playing here, and the fans showered him with the love before the series started. And we'll have more of that coming up on Friday when Freddie Freeman comes back. And yes, the pearls are back out. In case you wondered, those are not the same pearls that Jock Peterson wore in October.
No.
Those are in the Hall of Fame. 1-2 pitch. It's popped out of play left side. Still a 1-2 count. So after donating those to the folks in Cooperstown, Jock said, I'll just call my jeweler and get a new strand. And he's wearing it tonight. Figured Atlanta would be the perfect place to break out the pearls for the first time in 2022 with San Francisco. Runner goes on a 1-2, swing and a miss. Contreras' throw is into center field, and late breaking and heading for third is Estrada. He'll stand there, but with 2 outs. So a stolen base and the 3rd error of the game on the throw.
That ball just kept tailing on Dansby. Really could never get there. But good pitch by Charlie. See, that thing just took off on him. Almost like he got the 2-seamer grip on it. And when that's kind of a backdoor curveball like that, maybe a ball Contreras wishes that he just ate and didn't throw it.
So runner at third for Yastrzemski, who's homered and bounced out. Giants lead 2-0. They have 3 hits. The pitch. Yastrzemski's had some tough times of late at the plate. He's 3 for his last 22, but a couple of those hits have come in the last 2 games and with damage. 3 RBIs, 2-run double yesterday, and that solo home run with 1 out in the San Francisco first tonight. Good pitch by Charlie. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Giants have taken advantage of their opportunities with Risp after going 1 for 8 in the opening game with runners in scoring position. They're now 6 for 17. And now 6 for 18 as Morton pulls a string with a beautiful curveball and strands Thairo Estrada 90 feet away. William Contreras leads off the 5th. Good ball game. 2-0 Giants lead it. Saves 5th in a 2-0 game. He's been hot behind the plate, so much so he's our Who's Hot feature from Texas Pete.
The guy who was supposed to start the year in AAA with Manny Pena being up here. Manny goes down and Contreras comes in. He's hit .355 against lefties this year. He's hit .317 in his last 12 games here at Truist Park.
And so far tonight is the only Brave to reach base. He took a walk in the 2nd inning. Braves do not yet have a hit. Time to change that in a 2-0 game. Contreras, Arcia, and Duvall, the trio up here in the Braves' 5th.
They've been just a little late on that heater. The problem is if you start trying to cheat on that, it goes to that slider.
Yeah, he's thrown the slider 82, that fastball nearly 96. That's a lot to cover for a hitter. As that's down low, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Lots of room down the left field line. Some space in left center if William can tag one that way. Instead, it's shot to right and just shy of the 3rd deck. And Williams still alive. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rodon ready with his 1-2 pitch. And that one on the ground to 2nd. And the peg to 1st in plenty of time. There's out number 1. Let's enjoy a quick message from Truist.
Jessica was born to care.
That's my best friend. She don't need no.
Miss Hogan's class? It's Atlantis.
Today, she's a teammate at Truist, the bank that starts with care.
9 up, 9 down for the Giants left-hander. Here's Arcia. Orlando struck out back in the 2nd inning. Well, that was cut on late, fouled away. Strike 1. 2-to-1 strike to ball ratio for the veteran left-hander. He's only had 1 base runner so far in the game. The pitch. Chopped foul. It's 0-2. Garcia's done good work with 2 strikes. He's a .268 hitter in 2 strike counts. Braves are looking for their first hit of the game. And that's how Orlando struck out his first time up on a pitch very similar to that on the check swing. Held up that time. And it's 1-2. Broken bat, little flare into center. It's going to drop. The bat died a hero. He hit it just hard enough, and there's the start for the Braves. A one-out single.
I tell you, at this point, you'll take anything to get him in the stretch. Usually you see those balls go off the end of the bat. That one you could see waited too long on it and got jammed, but was able to dump it into center field and break up the no-hitter.
So Arcia ladles a single into shallow center, and now there's the bloop. Now we could use a blast from Adam Duvall and tie the game. Adam popped out his first time up. He's got the whole right side of the infield to play with here. The pitch. Out of the zone, swung over the top. It's 0-1. As you said with Rodon, these right-hand hitters, everything in. Tough to hit the ball the other way. This guy knows what he's doing. 48 career wins in the major leagues.
This changes your eye level too. Slider, then fastball up in the zone. And now what happens is you're an 0-2 count. Kind of you're on the defense right here. You know, you don't feel comfortable.
Arcia leads at first. The 0-2 pitch. Skips up there, bounces away from Wins. That'll move Arcia up 90 feet. That takes away the double play chance. So a wild pitch. Runner in scoring position. The first of those for the Braves tonight.
Well, I think what else this can do, Chip, try to make him throw some pitches. You know, he's only got 64 pitches. He's kind of cruising. You'd like to be able to get to that pin at some point. Maybe make him have a long inning. It's hot out.
One-two count. And Duvall swung and missed. That breaking ball never got there. The slider has been so good. 39% whiff rate pitch, and it's lived up to billing in this game tonight. 7 strikeouts. And here's Gosselin. Phil struck out in his lone trip to the plate. Gosselin made his big league debut with the Braves August 16th of 2013. After a long winding path through several different organizations, he's back and getting a chance with Ozzie Albies on the injured list. And Phil earned his stripes, hit almost 300 at AAA. And as Brian Snitker said on the road trip, he's going to start giving some guys some rest this time of year with the heat, humidity, and the grind that the Braves have gone through. Stroke to center. Yastrzemski going back is going to have room, and he'll put that away, and that retires the side. The Braves have their first hit. That's a start, but as we go to the 6th, the Giants lead by 2. Out the Braves, a first inning ambush of Carlos Carrasco. Alex Bregman hit a long home run, a 2-run shot. Then Yordan Alvarez hit another one. The Astros all over New York early, and they held on to win 5-3. That's the final score. If the Braves can come back and win this game tonight, Jeff, we'll find ourselves 4.5 games back entering play tomorrow afternoon.
You got to get back to work here and put up zeros.
Homers in the 1st and 4th against Charlie Morton. There are the standings up to the moment. The Phillies also lost down in Texas today to the Rangers, who had to play just 5 games out of a playoff spot, by the way. Keep an eye on Texas as Wilmer Flores leads off the 6th inning. Charlie Morton, 8 strikeouts in the game. He struck out 9 in 7 innings against the Cubs. Giants have just 3 hits on the night.
think Flores liked that pitch on the inner half.
That's a big help. Instead of 3-0, it's 2-1. And now it's 2-2 as that's fouled to the left. That almost backed up and hit the Giants second baseman. Now it's a full count. Only one leadoff man has reached. That was last inning, courtesy of a throwing error. And Morton trying to work quickly. Time was called, so we'll reset here. The payoff pitch. Struck him out. Flores chased one up and out of the zone. Charlie has 9 strikeouts and has punched out the last 3 Giants hitters in a row.
Well, after all those pitches in, what a great sequence. Up in the zone. Could not lay off it. Too close to take.
Charlie is now 24 strikeouts away from 1,600 as a major league pitcher. He's gotten Belt once in 2 trips tonight. And missed away. 1 ball, no strikes. Brandon Belt now 34 years young, as you see the Braves defensive alignment for him. Showed bunt, took a strike, 2-1. It's been a plus pitch all night for Charlie tonight.
It's really been his best pitch tonight. He's had good depth. He's worked it to both sides of the plate.
So the 2-2 pitch is around the plate. Brandon Belt back in 2011 made his major league debut, got his first big league hit against Clayton Kershaw. Only fitting that the Giants and Dodgers rivalry features that kind of a matchup. Now he's locking horns with the great Charlie Morton here in game 3. The pitch. Oh, it's called a strike. Belt thought it was ball 4. I did too. He doesn't say anything to the home plate umpire Pat Hoberg, but puts his head down and makes his way to the Giants dugout.
Well, this is one of those that a lot of umpireship don't give that pitch. You're set up in the outer half. If he's set up on the inner half, that pitch looks really good. And again, you said it best. Belt really didn't argue that pitch. I was kind of surprised.
So the 21st double-digit strikeout game for Charlie Morton. He turned the trick on June 11th against the Pirates when he whiffed 12 in that game. 14 strikeouts is his high. That came in 2018 against the Rangers. Darren Ruff with a homer tonight. Charlie has struck out 4 straight Giants hitters.
The last time he was behind Ruff 2-0, that 2-seamer kind of ran up and in. See what he does here. The cutter.
That pitch breaks so much it looks like a hard curveball, but you're right. 87 miles an hour, and there's the curve. So from 93 to 79 miles an hour with 3 different pitches in this sequence. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Charlie in a nice groove, and a tapper right back to the mound. Morton took his time and throws a strike to retire the side. 9-1-2 coming up for the Braves. We got a good ball game. 2-0 San Fran.
Michael Harris hoping to change that as he leads things off here in the bottom of the 6th, hitting .341 since getting the call. Already 4 hits this homestand. And the running joke for poor Michael Harris in a way after the games right now is he's being asked if he'll ever pull a ball. 9 of his 29 hits opposite field. And in speaking with Kevin Seitzer today, he goes, you know, in his minor league career, really high velo to the opposite field when he tries to pull the ball. A little soft, not nearly as hard a contact. So I just told him, don't worry about pulling the ball. Keep your approach, stay middle, left center, don't deviate, and don't try to alter your swing when you see pitches in. Trust the swing. And guys, he's seeing a lot of results, and I think everyone, including Kevin Seitzer, just really impressed by the way he's gotten off to such a great start with the approach that is within himself, right, Frenchie?
Yeah, and whoever's telling him to pull the ball in the locker room needs to be quiet, because it's whatever he's doing is working.
Isn't it funny how that's all we ask kids to do? Hit the ball to the middle, right? Line drives up the middle. And then when they, they go opposite, we're like, well, why aren't you pulling the ball?
You know what? Stay at the big part of the field. And I think that's, you know, for me, been the most impressive thing, because most young hitters don't have that ability.
2 strikes. And a swing and a miss. Rodon has 8 strikeouts tonight. Back to the top of the order, and Ronald Acuna Jr. For more on Michael Harris, let's not forget, too, they've made a subtle change to his setup. They've lowered his hands. And how about the ability of Michael to incorporate that in the middle of his first week as a big leaguer? It felt comfortable, and he hasn't deviated from it. He's learning these guys on the fly. And, oh, by the way, we want you to change how you get set up.
Yeah, and I think some of his best at-bats, Chip, if you think about it, have come against, you know, like Alcantara, that first game. He had a beautiful hit the other way. Logan Webb the other night. Top-notch pitchers.
Acuna back to the mound. Rodon will spear that. And that'll be a quick and easy second out in the Atlanta 6th.
Before we get to Dansby, let's take a quick message from Landmark.
Take me out to the Giants. Take me out for a car. The Giants selection is something to see.
Dansby 0 for 2. He has grounded out and struck out. Morton has punched out 10. Rodon with 8. Might have heard Mitch George of the Braves media relations staff announcing the attendance tonight. 38,478. Braves just shy of 1.4 million in attendance. We're going to fly by 1.5 million by the end of this homestand. Braves have a great shot of drawing 3 million fans this year. This is our 37th home date. There's a strike for Dansby. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Base is empty. 2 outs for the Atlanta shortstop. And that got away from Wins all the way to the backstop. Long run, long throw, and Dansby is out by a quarter step.
The Braves have a challenge, do they? Doesn't matter.
Yeah, the Braves used their challenge on the out call at first base that was overturned on the throwing error from Dansby, so they can't challenge this play. It gets away from Wins. Safer out. We'll check on the replay. Great hustle by the catcher.
Oh,
might have got him anyway. Atlanta out of luck in the 6th. We go to the 7th. 2-zip.
coverage, Cam, and you see Dansby swung right through it. Ball got away. Chubb recognized it, and he goes right away. And look at this. he beats it, I think. I'll tell you, it's bang bang, but for the Atlanta Braves, lost their challenge back in the 4th or 5th, and with that, what is it, until the 8th inning, I think, you got no challenge. So tough break for the Braves there. Charlie back out there for the 7th.
Well, I'll say this. Charlie is doing what Snit hoped he would, take the game deep after all the bullpen usage last night and a quick turnaround tomorrow.
When you talk about the confidence, 96 pitches, there's no one warming up yet in the bullpen.
He has struck out 10 men. He's only given up 3 hits. The sad part is 2 of them have left the ballpark. As Evan Longoria leads off the 7th inning. Charlie's thrown over 100 pitches once this year. That was that 12 strikeout game against the Pirates. This one on the ground, Arcia. He's got a great arm, and he shows it off to get Longoria. There's out number 1 in the top of the 7th inning. Longoria is 0 for 3. Here's Tommy La Stella. La Stella is 1 for 2. Stick around for the stretch. It's presented by Synovus. Lauren Jabara, our host. Nick Green and Peter Moylan will break down Charlie Morton's start tonight. It's been an excellent one. He's only given up 2 runs with 10 strikeouts. And if I'm reading my scorecard correctly, no walks. That's always good to see. Yeah. Will Smith is getting ready in the Atlanta pen. As Tommy La Stella up for the 3rd time in the game. 100 pitches for Morton on a blistering hot night. Well, that ball had a ton of movement. Changeup. Beautifully thrown. And La Stella now behind 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. La Stella is strikeout victim number 11. Man, was that beautifully delivered right under his hands.
Boy, that thing. Yeah, you couldn't place a ball any better. There's nothing you could do with that pitch.
.32 strikeouts for Morton in his last 3 starts. And with 1 more out, Jeff, that would cover 20 innings.
This is the Charlie Morton we're used to seeing last year. Complete control. It's a beautiful ball game. Just the guy on the other side's been a little bit better.
Broken bat roller. Dansby's got a charge. Fast runner. Bare hand play. Throw to first. Stretch. Got him. Good play. A Dansby dandy ends the San Francisco 7th. 1, 2, 3, and out go the Giants. Charlie's been terrific. Lauren, Peter, Nick, time to break it down with the stretch.
The Stretch is brought to you by Synovus, the bank that helps you get there.
Welcome into the stretch presented by Synovus. Lauren Jabbar here with Nick Green and Peter Moylan. And Charlie Morton has been phenomenal in his last 3 starts. Coming off of his best start of the season this weekend in Chicago with 7 innings pitched. He matches it again tonight.
I'll tell you what, it's safe to say he found something at the back end of that start against Pittsburgh. He's been so crisp ever since then. Carried it through these last 2 starts as well. He found his cutter. He found his changeup. He's using it to left-handers or right-handers. He's stealing a strike with that cutter whenever he wants to. But for me and you too, Nick, the biggest turnaround has been that fastball and that curveball.
It has been, and he's done something to create consistency with both of those pitches. Yeah, he got hurt with the fastball a little bit today, but that curveball has been outstanding. The misses aren't nearly as bad as they were. When you look at that curveball, that's his bread and butter, right? The first 11 starts, opponents hit 292 against it. The last 3, they're 1 for 29. So that curveball is back, and Charlie Morton seems to be back as well.
It's back and better than ever, baby. Charlie Morton, 7 innings pitched today, 11 strikeouts. It's good to see him get going. We'll get you back to some Braves baseball, but first, a word from our friends at Synovus.
Get going. Get after it. Get momentum. Then, get more of it. Wherever potential leads you next, get there with a bank you trust.
To the bottom of the 7th we go. It's a 2-0 Giants lead. Got to find a way to support that man. Charlie Morton's pitched a marvelous game. 3 hits, 2 homers, 11 strikeouts, no walks.
Yeah, I mean, he's done everything you wanted him to do tonight. And now, offensively, got to try to get a few.
Hope you'll join us Tuesday, July 5th, when the Cardinals are here for WWE night at Truist Park. With the purchase of that WWE specialty ticket package, you'll get a game ticket and that Austin Riley wrestling pillow. That's pretty cool. Tickets are limited. Get your ticket package now before they're sold out at Braves.com/WWE. Time to break this man's 21-inning scoreless streak. And the right guys are up for the Braves. 3, 4, 5 hitters. Ozuna, Olsen, and Contreras. And off his thumbs, out of play, off to the right. Strike 1 for the Braves' designated hitter.
I mean, it's been tough to get hits off. In the last 20 innings pitched, Chip, only 5 hits.
Well, what a turnaround for Rodon. His ERA was over 5.5 in May. This month, 1.17 and trending downward. And an unbeaten June for the Giants left-hander. With all the relievers they had to use last night. Their brain trust delighted with what he's been able to do.
Now, if you remember last year when they went to the playoffs, Logan Webb was at 8th, and then they kind of, you know, went off a shelf a little bit after that as far as matching up with the Dodgers and other teams.
There's a line drive on a 2-strike count. So there's a start for Atlanta. Tying run comes to the plate. That's the Braves' second hit. And Ozuna 1 for 3, an 0-2 pitch he could handle.
Yeah, 0-2, and was able to loft it over the second baseman's head. Look at that, pitch was way in off the plate. That's why they went out and got Rodon. They needed a guy to go right behind Webb. You're seeing tonight.
And look, with all those left-handed bats on the Dodgers team, you understand why a left-handed starter was as important too. Let's see what Matt can do. First pitch swing, scorched towards center. Long run at the warning track. That ball's over the glove of Yastrzemski. Here comes Ozuna around third. They're going to wave him. He's going to score without a throw. The Braves are on the board. Runner in scoring position and nobody out. Here come the Braves at home.
I love it. Don't waste any time. Got a first pitch fastball. We've been talking about what he's been working with his hands, getting loaded on time. And he just unloaded on that fastball.
28 doubles for Olsen. He's having a whale of a series. RBI number 38 for Matt. And now you're in a spot where you've got 3 shots to get the game tied.
Absolutely. Just over Yastrzemski's head. And Ozuna with a really nice read, was almost to second base. And when he realized that ball was going over, he took off, and Wash went ahead and sent him.
6 RBIs this series for Olsen, who's got the doubles lead over Freddie Freeman. And Contreras now has walked in his 2 trips and didn't get that breaking ball. Strike 1. This may not be the right group to try it, but man, a bunt would be inviting with Belt way off the line. Just get that guy to third base somehow. With nobody out.
I think you might be asking a lot for Contreras.
Yeah, that's why I said he's not the guy, but get him over at the least. And he's down to his last strike to try to accomplish that. Matt Olson doing Matt Olson things. 19 of his ribbies have come against lefties. That's second best in the majors. And he's at second with nobody out. On the ground. That's going to do the job. Good work with 2 strikes by Contreras. This is such a beautiful game. Obviously, we all love home runs. We love high-scoring games. But when you see the ballet and the chess match all in one, ABC baseball, man, is it fun.
Well, especially, look, you took a couple shots at it, you know, try to drive one in the gap, and then great job getting the run over. As you said, it's kind of a lost art when you see it like that. That can ignite a dugout. Look at those 2 right there.
Kevin Seitzer wanted some love, but Contreras didn't see it.
Don't worry about it, Seitzer.
Well, this is interesting. Giants with a 1-run lead bring the infield in. You might recall the first Braves hit was from Arcia, and he dumped it into shallow right center field. So a similar result would be just fine right here. 2-1 game. And a little pop out of play off to our right. It's strike 1 for the Braves. Third baseman tonight, Orlando Arcia. Nothing wrong with Austin Riley. If you're just joining us, Austin got the night off tonight. At least as far as a starting assignment concerned.
This heat right now, you know, look, all these guys are going to need a blow here at some point.
Shot to the right side, and again it's 0-2. Arcia, the key man in the inning. Ozuna with a 2-strike hit started the 7th. Olson doubled off the base of the wall in center. And scored Marcel to make it a 2-1 game. Hits are even now at 3 apiece. And a pitch. So the scoreless streak is by the boards for Carlos Rodon. Let's hang another run on him here and make it 2-2 at the least. The 1-2. Fought it off.
Yeah, boy, what a job getting a piece of that.
I mean, you made the point earlier, Jeff. Everything's down. Inside corner outside, and then boom, up for effect at 96.
I wonder right here if he's going to try to climb that ladder and get him to chase above the zone.
One ball, 2 strikes. We're in the 7th. The pitch. Sharply hit, but right at Belt. He tried to do the right thing, but a missile right at the Giants' first baseman, who was perfectly positioned for out number 2.
What an approach right there. Took that pitch off the plate and lined it. I mean, Belt didn't even have to move.
Nope.
And the frustration when you have an AB like that and you really come through with a good swing like that, it's tough.
So it's up to Duvall if the Braves are to get this game tied or take the lead with 2 outs. And that's bounced foul at the plate. Strike 1 for the Braves left fielder. Both starters tonight, as Brian Snitker would say, are rough rides. They have had plus stuff. The Braves a run away from getting it tied late. Now Adam down to his last strike.
Well, you talk about a guy smelling the finish line too for Rodon, though. 99 on that fastball.
Nobody up in their pen. As Matt Olson 90 feet away. 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch into the camera well. Braves have been an excellent 2-strike RBI team. And that one coming right at you.
Well, heads up.
Oh, and down goes the zoom handle.
It's fine. Glad it hit that thing.
Adam ready. Here it is. And he chased the high heat. And Rodon is out of further trouble. The Braves break his scoreless streak and get back in the game. We go to the 8th. It's now 2-1 San Francisco.
Your local Ford dealer. Delta Airlines. Keep climbing. And by Truist. When you start with care, you get a different kind of bank.
Great game in Atlanta tonight. Giants lead 2-1. We set this one up pretty well, I think, Jeff. Talking about this pitching matchup. 2 guys coming in hot. They did not disappoint in game 3 of the series.
No, so far. We'll see what the Giants do if they send Rodon back out. But Chuck, 7 innings, no walks. Both those combined, look at that. 21 strikeouts with only 1 walk. It's been a great pitching matchup. Game 1 was a beautiful pitching matchup, and this one has not disappointed tonight either.
Yeah, look at it this way. In 14 combined offensive innings, we've had 7 innings of no contact. That's how dominant the starters have been. So Will Smith is coming on for the 8th inning. He'll face 9-1-2 on the lineup card for the Giants. Wins the right-hander, then Peterson, Yastrzemski, lefties. And as we know with Gabe Kapler and the Giants, he is not afraid to play matchup. He's got a right-handed bat in the on-deck circle. Wynn's had a big game last night. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Just 6 combined hits. And another tight game between the Braves and Giants. And fouled away. Might recall the Braves won the first game of the season series. That was a 2-1 final here on Monday. Marcia with a walk-off hit in the Braves' 9th inning. It's 2-1 Giants after 7 tonight. That's hammered out of play to the right side. And a fan from Albany, Georgia, made that grab. John Brebbia is up in the Giants bullpen.
I wonder after that last inning how taxing it was and happened to make those pitches if that's it.
I say this with ultimate respect. I've seen enough of him. I'm sure the hitters have too.
Usually when a guy's standing around walking like that, that's the end for him.
First time he's faced the Braves, he was very, very impressive. He leads by a run, 2 strikes for Wins. And this one popped in the air towards second. Phil Gosselin handles that cleanly. 1 up, 1 down. Top of the order coming up. But first, a quick message from our friends at Delta.
Delta, proud to be the official airline of the 2021 World Champion Atlanta Braves.
Will Smith gets his first man, and Austin Slater will come on and hit for Jock Peterson. Slater started game 1 of this series and had the lone Giants RBI. That was an 8th inning single. He's up in the 8th inning in game 3 tonight. And shoots one out of reach of Gosselin. Duvall over quickly. And Slater has another 8th inning hit. And he's aboard with 1 out in front of Yastrzemski.
Makes sense. Pinch hit Slater there too. Get the lefty matchup. And then of course he usually comes on for defense anyways. Just over Gosselin's head.
Yastrzemski homered in the first inning. He's grounded out and struck out since. Bunts. And this ball is foul. This is a big part of the Giants game. We talked about that in game 1. 12 bunt hits for San Francisco this year. They're trying to manufacture something else to extend their lead. So no balls and a strike for Yastrzemski. No balls and a strike. And fouled back. Mike's granddad Carl, one of the all-time greats. 3,419 career hits. Played his entire career with the Boston Red Sox, 1961 to 1983. A career .285 hitter. What a pedigree. Runner goes, got a good jump, swing and a miss, and that will take care of Yastrzemski. Slater at second, 2 are outs now, and Wilmer Flores coming up.
And I mean, I actually don't mind that, because now if you want to, you got the ability to walk Flores with first open. Flores does a great work chip against left-handed pitching. Belt has struggled against lefties this year.
And you're dealing with a guy that's been the most dangerous hitter with 2 outs and runners in scoring position in Major League Baseball.
Yeah, 471. It could be one of those things they give him 2 pitches, see if he can get ahead at all and chase, and if not.
Flores 2 for 7 against Will Smith. Both hits homers, by the way. 1 ball, no strikes. Flores knows the deal with a lefty hitting behind him. The pitch. Got a called strike. So a couple of strikes for Flores in his last 2 at-bats that were generous for the Braves. Initially stolen by Contreras.
Yeah, that was a good bit off the plate.
Slater good speed at second. The pitch is downstairs. Always wondered, you got a veteran pitcher, you got a veteran hitter. If you're not going to give him anything good to hit, why run the risk of making a mistake? Why not just put him at first base?
Well, I think Flores does have the ability to go out of the zone sometimes. So you've seen if he can do that.
Well,
you know, if
now you're back in at 2-2.
Another fastball up out of the zone for a ball. You remember the other night, he had bases loaded in that game on Monday night and got Flores to swing and miss on a 3-2 slider.
That was also in the 8th inning. So Flores was ahead 2-0. Now it's 2-2, 2 outs, 2-1 Giants game. The pitch. And as you said, I'm not suggesting the Braves were trying to pitch around him. But if he gets himself out, that's great. If not, you lose nothing. You get the lefty-lefty matchup after a handful of pitches to Wilmer Flores.
Yeah, the other night he went 3-2 slider. See if he does that, or if he tries to paint that outside corner. See if he can get a call.
Will ready. Here it comes. On the ground, Dansby at short. Flores does not run well, and Will Smith pitches a scoreless 8th inning. We go to the home half. Gosselin, Harris, and Ronald are coming up. What a game. 2-1 your score.
Visit your local Toyota dealers today. Toyota, let's go places. The Georgia Lottery. Today could be the day. And by Yellowwood. If it doesn't have this yellow tag, you don't want it.
Matt Olson, another RBI tonight. That's the lone run for the Braves, but they're very much in this game with the right part of the lineup coming up for the Braves. The MLB Ballpark app completes your next visit to Truist Park. Buy and manage your game tickets, unlock offers, access exclusive content, and more. Download the MLB Ballpark app today. Austin Riley did not start the game for the Braves, but what a nice weapon to break out in the late innings, Jeff, in a one-run game. Austin Riley is going to come on and pinch hit for Phil Gosselin. He will face John Brebbia as Rodon is out of the game after 7 innings of one-run ball.
You know what Bobby Cox used to tell us when he gave you a day off? Doesn't mean get the day off. You got the first 5 innings off, and then you got to be ready for a situation like this. Good guy to have come off the bench.
Ruff, Slater, and Yastrzemski, the new look defensive alignment in the Giants outfield. As Austin Riley takes high from Brebbia, who worked last night. 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, 1 unearned run, a walk, and a wild pitch. And that ball is hammered down the line. If it's fair, it is gone, but it's just foul. Just missed.
It got just in on him a little bit. Didn't sound like he clipped it. Although still, if it was a little bit closer to that pole, it would have been home run.
1 ball, 1 strike. And off to our right, out of play for Riley. Austin, 18 homers, 41 RBIs. He's played in virtually every inning of every game, except for 1 coming into play tonight. He trails Alonso by 2 in the home run tote board in the National League. Out on the line here, the Braves have 6 outs left to take the lead and pick up a game on the Mets, who lost earlier tonight in Houston. The 2-2 scorched into the netting by the Braves dugout. This guy's got to be an all-star too.
He's going to be in the conversation.
Riley, Harris, and Acuna coming up for the Braves. The pitch. The Giants used 6 relief pitchers last night.
So I got to imagine Duvall's going to be down tonight. 9 out of 12. 2 long stints the last 2 nights.
And his glove might be on the IL after he spiked it last night. The pitch. And Riley swung through that. Brebbia gets the first man in the 8th inning. 1 up, 1 down, and Harris is coming up. First, a quick message from Zaxby's.
It's the new Signature Club with bacon and cheese, remixed by Zaxby's.
Rough ride for Mr. Harris against Rodon, who struck out twice. The Giants give him the left side of the infield, just 1 defender that way, as the right-hander turns her loose and gets a strike. Center cut 95, and he was tardy. It's 0-2. Man, that thick beard can't be comfortable on a 95-degree night.
Got to be itching, man.
See how flushed Brebbia is. The pitch. And Harris chased that. He's got the hat trick. The Braves have their leadoff man, Ronald Acuna Jr., coming up with 2 outs.
That was a splitter on him, that pitch.
Ronald picked up the hit against Brebbia last night. That was the first pitch he saw. And later scored. We'd love a similar result here with 2 outs. And he pulls the string to get ahead 0-1. Ronald is 0 for 3 tonight. And has yet to get the ball out of the infield. Right to second. And Brebbia rolls through the Braves in the 8th inning. 2 strikeouts, 3 up, 3 down, and to the 9th we go. It's 2-1 Giants. Up the series, quick turnaround. Our first pitch is 12:20 Eastern time, and we'll see an old familiar face. Jeff Alex Wood, the former Brave, will pitch for the Giants. Kyle Wright takes the ball for the Braves.
A totally different lefty than what you saw tonight that the Braves are going to see tomorrow. Chip. Alex Wood, more crafty, that funky windup. University of Georgia, and as you said, former Atlanta Brave.
So we'll look forward to that. We'll also look forward to perhaps a second walk-off win for the Braves tonight. They turn the ball over to A.J. Minter in the 9th inning with Belt, Ruff, and Longoria scheduled. The Giants hit 2 solo homers, and that has stood up to this point. As Belt didn't get that, A.J. Minter with 97-mile-an-hour gas gets ahead. Austin Riley stays in the game. He's at third base. Orlando Arcia moves over to second. And Minter, facing a left-hander leading off the 9th inning, has dominated them this year. Lefties, Jeff, have 1 hit against Minter all year.
And what is it, 1 for 25?
Yep.
It's got that crossfire, you know, you just saw there. You got 97, and then you get that little slider. And again, one of those situations for Belt, you're up there, you're 0-2. Tough sledding.
Yeah, Birdie picked it up on the road trip. Minter's moved a little closer to the first base side of the pitching rubber. And that's made all the difference in the world for all of his pitches.
Yeah.
As that one just missed. Belt gets a reprieve after 2 strikeouts in his first 3 trips to the plate tonight. Didn't chase it. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Looking ahead to the Braves' 9th, Dansby Swanson, Marcell Ozuna, Matt Olson coming up for the Braves. Those are your 2, 3, 4 hitters. Big shift on for Belt. And Minter comes set with his 2-2. Jake McGee's getting up in the Giants bullpen.
Well, there's our question if we're going to see Duvall or not.
And strike 3, retires Brandon Belt. So 13 Giants have struck out of the game. Minter retires Belt to start the 9th inning. Darren Ruff the hitter.
I mean, look at this pitch. I know he was trying to go away, but you can see Belt just gives up on it. Hits a lot of that inside part of the plate.
So Darren Ruff the hitter, his homer in the 4th inning, the difference in the game. He's 1 for 3 tonight. And that clipped him on the way by, I suppose. A glancing blow, and Ruff is on his way to first base. Braves going to look at this to make sure.
You see Rick Kranitz had hit him.
Yep. So there's an unfortunate circumstance. Right off the end of that elbow guard.
Now you can see it barely move. That's just a tip.
Here's Longoria. He's 0 for 3. Double play candidate. And a swing and a miss. So, Kelly, we talked about that subtle shift on the pitching rubber for A.J. Minter. How exactly did that come about?
Well, yeah, Frenchie, correct me if I'm wrong on this baseball term, but happy mistake is what I was told, that following a freed outing, there was a big divot there on the bump, so Minter kind of moved over to avoid it. And this is the result. What we're seeing right here is that he just really liked how it felt, liked the angle, the movement, all of it, and he stuck with it.
Yeah, look, I think, yeah, I like that. You know, happy mistake, going somewhere where he could get more comfortable. With that being said, yeah, you figure something out, you try something new. Hitters do it all the time. You get to the plate, you try something a little different, you like it, and you stick with it. For him, again, I like it because it's more of a crossfire.
1 ball, 1 strike with Ruff at first, and draws a throw. If memory serves, too, a couple of years ago, Kyle Wright had a similar happy mistake. He moved to the first base side of the rubber and had a great run in rotation for the Braves.
I tell you, when righties would go all the way over to the right side and kind of crossfire, I hated that.
Really?
Yeah, it makes it difficult. That's why you saw Belt give up on that pitch in.
1 ball, 1 strike. At the knees, Longoria took that. He was not in the original lineup for the Giants tonight. But when Luis Gonzalez was scratched, San Francisco had to shuffle their attack, and Longoria pressed into service and is 0 for 3. That's off to our right. And a fan from Statesboro, Georgia, will come away with that foul ball. Probably a Georgia Southern fan. Certainly a Braves fan here tonight. Minter comes set. Longoria fighting hard here in the 9th inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Instead to first. An oddity tonight. Charlie Morton, 7 innings, 11 strikeouts. Carlos Rodon, 7 innings, 10 strikeouts. The last time the Braves played in a game where both starting pitchers had double-digit strikeouts, July 23rd, 2019.
Wow.
I'll tell you who it was after the 1-2 pitch. And that's ripped to right. Acuna on the run near that wall. He's going to turn and play it off the gate. And first and third for the Giants. Longoria with a 2-strike hit. That ball kept carrying, and Ronald played that very well to hold Longoria to a long single. So now we've got some trouble, first and third.
That's one of those, he kind of just goes down and goes with it, and that ball just carried.
So Tommy La Stella becomes a hugely important hitter in the game. He's singled in the 2nd. If you can get the ball on the ground, you might get a double play. But you need him to pull the ball for that to happen, or hit it right to Riley, who's the lone defender at the third base bag with Darren Ruff there. Up and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Those pitchers in that July game: Dallas Keuchel for the Braves, Danny Duffy for Kansas City.
Wow.
It's a real rarity here in game 3 tonight. First and third, 1 out. A hit batsman and a single has Minter in some soup. And La Stella reached for that, fouled it away. 1 ball, 1 strike. LaStella tried to hit that to the chop house and came up empty. 1-2. AJ's got him set up. Let's see what he has in mind to finish off the Giants' designated hitter and former Brave Tommy LaStella.
Man, it's be a strikeout, be huge right here.
He has his sign, and here it is. Ground ball the other way with a 2-strike hit. Tommy LaStella provides a huge insurance run. It's a 3-1 San Francisco lead. They cash in the hit batsman. Minter got the ground ball, but nobody was home in that shortstop spot as they played him in the shift.
How many times do we see a walk or a hit batsman start an inning like this?
So just the second hit by a left-handed batter against A.J. Minter, and it's a costly one as it extends the Giants' lead. Now Thairo Estrada is up, 2 on, 1 in, 1 out. After the strikeout, a hit batsman. I think Longoria had a 2-strike count. LaStella had a 2-strike count. That was one of Peter Moylan's keys on Braves Live. Finish off the Giants hitters. Had some trouble with that in the late innings last night. Minter has been hurt with that in the 9th tonight. And here he is 0-2 for the San Fran shortstop. The runners lead with an 0-2 count. That's down the right field line, and it'll bounce right to Ronald. Count stays 0-2. Swanson, Ozuna, Olson, Contreras, the first 4 scheduled in the Atlanta 9th. Jake McGee was warming in the San Francisco bullpen. The lead for the Giants is 2. Little roller hit toward Riley. He's going to have 1 play, and he'll throw a strike for the second out. Runners move up 90 feet. And Austin wins the scheduled hitter with runners at second and third.
Austin took the sure out there. I wasn't sure he might have had time to get it and go to third and keep it first and second, but it was hit very slow to him at third.
Wins is 0 for 3 tonight. Hardest hit ball for him came in the 5th inning when Michael Harris made a nice running catch to retire him in right center. And Minter missed badly there. Nice stop by Contreras. Ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Too far inside. It's ball 2. Austin Slater, who checked in the 8th inning, is on deck. A.J. Minter having to work hard. This is the 6th batter he's faced here in the 9th inning. Dangerous pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. I wouldn't lay one into this guy. There's the cutter. 3 balls and a strike. Giants runners lead at second and third. Here's the next one. And that's right down Petrie. Full count. So good job by AJ to get back into this sequence. We'd like to end the 9th right here. 13 Giants hitters have struck out so far tonight. Big crowd cheering Minter on, who's ready with his payoff pitch. It's on the way. And strike 3 called inside corner. Wins was on his way to first. He thought it was ball 4. That will send us to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Giants cash in a glancing blow, a hit batsman, and a La Stella base hit to extend their lead. It's 3-1 with 3 outs to go. Have in store for us tonight. They've got the right guys coming up in the bottom of the 9th inning. They're 2, 3, 4 hitters. Dansby Swanson, Marcell Ozuna, Matt Olson, hopefully William Contreras, as the Giants hold a 3-1 lead here in game 3 of this series. Jake McGee will be the man coming on first for San Francisco to try to save this ball game.
You got the right guy coming up to get on base, and Dansby to give the other guys behind you a chance to keep the game going, tied up. If McGee's going to get that high leverage fastball, 95, 96. Occasional off speed, but usually sticks to the hard stuff.
McGee saved 31 games last year for the Giants and pitched to a 2.72 ERA. 3 saves this year, a 5.50 ERA. 18 hits in 18 innings and 5 walks. So it's no secret, Braves need runners. They've got to find a way to put some pressure on McGee, who's got a live fastball. That one at 95 miles an hour for the Braves shortstop, who's 0 for 3 in the game. McGee riding a hot stretch. He's pitched in 9 games since coming off the injured list, and he hasn't given up a run.
Braves can do another first tonight. San Fran 32-0 when leading after 8 innings. Change that, Mark.
No balls, 2 strikes for Swanson. Fastball slider, the arsenal for McGee. He's thrown nothing but fastballs to Dansby here, who has a lot of room right down the first baseline. Huge gap in left center between Ruff and Slater. Longoria near the line on the infield at third. That's up and away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got 3 outs left to get it tied or walk off. 3-1 San Francisco. McGee ready is 2-2. Good cut.
God, what a great piece to foul that off. Everything he throws you tends to be out over the plate and away, and that one he got in. Dansby fouled it off to see another.
Mentioned the IL stint that McGee has returned from. He missed 11 games with low back problems. His back and his arm looking good so far tonight, throwing in the upper 90s. But after an 0-2 count, Dansby's run it full. This is what he's done all month. Get a base runner. Raise that heart rate of McGee and the Giants. The 3-2 pitch. Swing, fly ball, well hit left center field. At the track, at the wall, it's gone. Dansby Swanson with a leadoff homer in the ninth. What an at-bat for the Braves shortstop.
Well, he laid off those other high fastballs, Chip, and enabled 3-2. McGee not wanting to walk him. Boy, look at that. You see how the head's right on the ball? Doesn't move. 106 miles per hour, dead center. It gets you within one. That's 24th RBI with 2 strikes. It's tied for first in all of baseball.
So now the margin for error for the Giants, only 1 run. It's 3-2, Swanson's 10th homer. Here's Ozuna. He singled and scored the first Braves run. And after throwing 2 strikes to Dansby, all of a sudden McGee missing upstairs to these Braves hitters. 1 ball, no strikes.
Yeah, he mixed in a slider.
Marcell Ozuna is 2 for 3 against McGee. One of those hits, a home run. 1-1 pitch. Skips up there, ball 2. Well, you've guaranteed the lineup's going to get down to Contreras, who's been one of the hottest hitters for the Braves. Olson's on deck. He's got an RBI double tonight. Braves have made the most of their 4 hits tonight. One of them a Swanson homer. And there's a good rip by Marcell. Didn't get it. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Shot the other way and under the glove of Bell. What an at-bat by Ozuna. I mean, 2 big league at-bats, Jeff, back-to-back.
I'll be honest with you. I can't wait to see this replay. I'm not sure how he hit this ball that hard. I mean, that was one of the funkiest swings you'll see. Look at this. I mean, that ball was almost hit the ground. Look how his hands come through. That was almost like a golf swing.
His first hit was almost.
It was kind of like that, yeah.
So the Braves have the tying run aboard. They bring the winning run to the plate. Matt Olson hit a 2-run homer in the 9th inning last night. Wouldn't it be something if history repeats here in Game 3? You know what Matt has done all year long against left-handed pitching. This is not your typical lefty-lefty advantage.
That's why you feel comfortable with him being in there every night, no matter what. Led all of baseball last year, lefty on lefty, with 23 home runs. So very comfortable in these situations.
We say it all the time. We don't always win, but we sure make it fun in the 9th. And Atlanta's doing that. Down a run with nobody out, and Ozuna at first for Matt Olson, who has been clutch. Matt chased him around with a 7th inning double. Keeping Ozuna. The pitch. Downstairs, ball 1.
Look at where the outfield is. I mean, they are bunching the gaps out there. So you got anywhere down the right field, left field line, you're going to score Ozuna.
I mean, they give him 30 acres.
Yeah, exactly.
On the left side here. Kind of surprised by that. Matt's been able to hit the ball the other way a lot. 1 ball, no strikes. Trying to hit it over the chop house. All right, he took his cut, didn't get it, even count. A Swanson homer leads off the 9th. Ozuna with a base hit to right. He's at first. The left-hander sets the 1-1 pitch. Swing, fly ball center. Slater going back, but he's going to have room. 1 step onto the warning track. Ozuna's going to tag. He's going to move up, and he's going to be safe. Great base running by Ozuna.
Great base running by Ozuna, and Slater in the outfield took his sweet time, Chip, after he caught this ball. I was actually a little bit surprised because it took him all the way to the track. Watch this right here after he catches it. See? Kind of just all the gags, and great job by Marcell. I like it. You know he's going so far back.
So now you've got Contreras, Arcia, Duvall, Riley, with a chance for Atlanta to get the game tied. Ozuna at second, 1 out. Key man in the inning is Contreras, who's grounded out twice and walked. And now there is finally some action beginning in the Giants bullpen. But they just got up. Contreras takes one across the shoe tops. Tyler Rogers, you saw briefly, getting ready for San Francisco. Homer single, deep fly ball. Ozuna at second, representing the tying run.
A good matchup for Contreras here. Good fastball hitter. He likes to throw that fastball.
Made him throw a strike. It evens the count. "17 of Williams' hits have gone for extra bases this year. He too has a ton of room down the left field line. But he's got to hit it in the air to get it to the corner. The pitch just missed the inside corner.
Ben Wins is saying there, that's the same pitch you called me out on with Mentor.
Braves are making McGee work. Contreras has one of the Braves walk-off hits this year. He took care of the Phillies on May 24th. Maybe homers, the Braves win. He's ahead in the count, 2 balls and a strike. Swing, shot, and a base hit. Ozuna bad read, but he's going to get waved. Here it comes around third. Contreras ties the game with a base hit to left. Bunching the outfield saved Ozuna and the Braves there.
It did, and again, what a matchup for Contreras. Chip, he's quiet, loves that fastball, gets one here at 95. You didn't know if it'd find a hole, but you knew it was going to be squared up somewhere. And like you said, Ozuna kind of went back to the bag. That ball was hit so hard. See Ozuna, look at him go back, but with them being bunched, like you said, Darren Ruff had to go so far to the left. I think that's going to be it.
So McGee faces 4 hitters, 3 of them reach, 2 of them score. And Rogers just got up a few moments ago. He's going to come in to face Arcia and Adam Duvall, perhaps. The Braves do it again. We come back in the 9th inning, get the game tied 3-3 at Truist Park. It's rocking. Braves have knocked Mr. McGee out of the game. They've tied it up 3-3. Orlando Arcia is due up next for the Braves. Let's flash back to earlier in the season. First against the Boston Red Sox. A walk-off home run. And the water shower at the plate. And then at the start of this series, a hanging slider walloped into left field. Phil Gosselin scores, and the Braves beat the Giants 2-1. What a series, and what a run for Mr. Arcia, filling in quite ably for Ozzie Albies.
And this is a tough, Rogers 2 innings last night coming in here. The side armor, I thought maybe they would turn to him, Chip, for the 9th inning with all those righties coming up.
But McGee was the first call. Arcia saw Rogers last night. Rogers went 2 innings, by the way, and retired 6 up, 6 down, including Orlando, whom he struck out. So you've got Duvall and Riley lurking for Atlanta. There is 1 on, 1 out. Contreras represents the winning run. Belt plays in front of him as he holds the runner at first base. And in the blink of an eye, it's 0-2.
Those numbered last 8 games for Orlando. Perfect time to get hot when Ozzie went down.
He's got room on the right side with 2 strikes. He's hit the ball that way tonight. And let that one float by. Remember, he hit that line drive in the 7th with Olsen at third base. But Brandon Belt was playing 35 feet to his right.
Yeah.
A similar shot here. And the Braves would have a runner in scoring position. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Rogers ready. And that floats a little high. Oh, man, that was a pretty good pitch.
I thought so, too.
A flinch. But Rogers didn't get the call. So a swing on the house for Arcia as the count evens 2-2.
Look how far that thing sweeps across. It might have been a little bit higher than that by. That box ain't always right.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Contreras leads the pitch. Way high, 3-2. What an at bat. Barring a double play, Duvall is next. 3 balls, 2 strikes. A check of the runner. Rogers ready, and the big right-hander goes to work. Runner goes, swing and a miss. Throw to second is going to short hop, and in safely is Contreras with a stolen base. Arcia strikes out for the 2nd out of the inning. Contreras has his 2nd stolen base. And now Duvall, the Braves' final hope, if they're to walk off in the 9th.
He got a great jump right here, which helped him out. Was able to stay on the bag. Tough pitch. So he probably went at ball 4 on that sinker end. But now, base hit, 2 outs. He's going to be running. Should win this ball game.
Adam is 0 for 3, as you see. Time for Adam to change that. 3-3 game. The pitch way outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Duvall also saw Rogers last night and lined out to first. If he swings late and hits it down the first base line, Braves are going to walk off. You've got Austin Riley next. 2-0. And the Giants used 6 relievers last night. They could not hold a 2-run lead in the 9th. 2-0 pitch. Made him throw a strike. We have had 3 great, entertaining games from 2 playoff hopeful teams.
What you would hope for in 2 good teams like this.
Big lead at second for Contreras. Rogers ready. Swing, line drive, center field, base hit. Here comes Williams around third. Slater up. Here's the throw. It is up the line, and the Braves walk off again. They find a way, and the Braves have a chance to win this series tomorrow. On Duvall's fourth walk-off hit, Jeff, they pick up a game in the East.
Give Adam credit. Last night you faced him, Chip. You kind of got pull happy with him. Realized I can't pull this guy. Got to stay up the middle. Got to a 2-1 count and line that thing right back up. And Contreras, great read here. Got off right away. And now the Braves get their first win, trailing after 8 innings, and the Giants get their first loss, leading going to the ninth.
Atlanta with 3 runs on 4 hits in the 9th inning. Dansby Swanson sparked the rally with a leadoff homer. Singles by Ozuna, Contreras, and Adam
Look at that.
Duvall.
Stayed right up the middle. That's exactly what you want to do. See the ball out over the plate. If you go that way, the pitch is letting you do that. He wants you to roll over. And then watch this. Contreras, great jump right here. And the throw took him up the line just enough that he was able to sneak through. And what a swing game. All of a sudden now you go in tomorrow with a chance to take 3 out of 4. Whereas you look dead in the water tonight through 6 innings.
I can't say it again any more clearly. These have been 3 great Major League Baseball games.
Awesome.
And even sweeter when you walk off. And look at the Braves celebrate a great team win. Dansby Swanson, a home run. Contreras and Duvall RBI hits, and all smiles for the Braves, who have their 40th win. They've won 17 of their last 20. The Atlanta Braves are now 4.5 games behind the Mets.
They're coming.
So Kelly Kroll is waiting for Adam Duvall. Kelly, you stayed dry on this hot night. Wow.
I did. I bailed early, Adam. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Smells like purple Gatorade. Smells good.
They made a special mix just for you. All right, take me back to that plate appearance. You're facing Rogers, 2-1 count. What are you trying to do there?
Man, well, I'm just trying to put the barrel on it. I was hoping that I would get a chance to redeem myself because, I had a runner there on third and I really wanted another at bat. So I'm glad I got one.
What is it about this team and being able to be so resilient and come back here? I mean, you walked it off to open this series, and here you are in the 3rd game of the series doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be playing tight ball games against these good teams. So it's going to come down to, late in the ball game. And, we pride ourselves on being tough outs. And tonight we were tough outs in the 9th and ended up getting the job done.
You absolutely were. There's a lot of guys I could point to, but I want to start out the beginning. Dansby Swanson leading off, falls down 0-2 in the count.
Yeah, I mean, that was an incredible at bat. Like you said, 0-2, and then he works his way back to 3-2, fouls a couple more off, I think. And then he does what he does against high fastballs, and he hit the crap out of it. So that was awesome.
And lastly, I just have to go back to the night Charlie Morton had to really put you guys in this position. What can you say about his performance?
I mean, it just seems like he always keeps us in the game. It's always, we're always in a close game with him. So, when he does that, it gives us a chance to come back here and win a ball game.
Adam, enjoy this one. I'm sending you in the clubhouse because you do smell like grape Gatorade right now.
Yeah, I know. I can smell it. All right, thank you.
Enjoy it. Guys, Adam Duvall scooting into the clubhouses these days, so he's conserving the energy on these hot days, and it certainly paid off tonight.
Well, we know he's hydrated. Kelly having the Gatorade bath afterward. Another walk-off win for the Braves against the Giants, their 2nd of this series. And on a 95-degree night, that bath and a 1-run win certainly feels cool.
Well, and when you faced a guy like Rodon, how good he was tonight. To be able to leave the game and get a win like that, those are games usually for the Giants you got to win. And for the Braves, offensively, to battle back like that tonight, give themselves a couple chances. And look, now you have a chance to win 3 out of 4 against a real good ball club. Quick turnaround, though. Hydrate.
That's right.
Chip, you too.
I will be hydrated tonight. I know you will as well. 12:20 start tomorrow. Kyle Wright is on the mound. Braves live at 11:30. Can't wait to get back to the ballpark. Can't wait to recap it on Braves Live, presented by Xfinity. Lauren Jabara, Nick Green, Peter Moylan are standing by. For Jeff Rancour and Kelly Kroll, I'm Chip Carey. Thanks for joining us. Braves a winner. 4-3. A thriller in Atlanta tonight.